Can you answer these 3 questions from the Eastern Cape November Life Sciences exam? Before we do that, let's go through the labels. So the model shown below is of the lungs and it demonstrates the mechanism of breathing. Label A is pointing to the trachea, label B is pointing to the bronchi, label C is pointing to the lung, label D is pointing to the diaphragm. Now let's go through the questions. I'd like you to pause the video, and after you've gone through the questions, we can then go through the answers. Question 1.4.1 asks, what structure in the respiratory system is label A representing? Label A is representing the trachea. 1 mark. 1.4.2, describe the role played by D during inhalation. Now, just because it says describe doesn't mean you have to go through the entire process of inhalation. You only have to explain the role that the diaphragm plays in inhalation. And this is only worth, this is only worth 2 marks. So part D, the diaphragm contracts to increase the volume of the thoracic cavity. So you must say what happens to part D in order to allow for inhalation. So 1 mark for stating that it contracts and a 2nd mark for saying what that contraction results in. Question 1.4.3 says, give 2 reasons why the model does not truly represent the human gaseous exchange system or the respiratory system. Now this is a 2 mark question, so 1 mark is given for each reason. So in your explanation, you have to state what you see and then say why it doesn't represent the human gaseous exchange system. So reason number 1, the sides of the model are immovable. In the human chest cavity, the rib cage moves upwards and downwards. So that is one example or one explanation as to why this does not represent the human respiratory system. Number 2, the space between the lungs and the walls of the thorax is very small. The model shows a large space between balloons and the gas jar. So again, this shows us that there is a difference, and thus this does not accurately represent the human respiratory system. Reason number 3, in the body there is limited movement of lungs, therefore, or pressure exerted on lungs. In the model, there is a lot of space available for the lungs to move, and therefore greater pressure is placed on the balloons. So we state what is actually happening in the body, and then we say how that is different in the model that is represented. In the human body, the diaphragm is dome-shaped and flattens during inhalation. In the model, the rubber sheet is flat and is pulled down to represent inhalation. So make note of that difference. In the human body, our diaphragm flattens. However, in the model, the rubber sheet that is used to represent the diaphragm is pulled down to represent inhalation. Therefore, it is not an accurate model for the respiratory system. Right, so this is a 5 mark question. Give yourself a mark out of 5 and comment down below how many marks you got. If you like more of these videos, please be sure to like the video, comment, and follow this page for more similar content. Thank you.